season ticket holders, because this is Orlando Pirates' home fixture, although it's played at FNB Stadium, the club's alternative venue, the season ticket will be valid and you'll be able to utilize your season ticket. Through the course of today and tomorrow, all season ticket holders will receive a call from the ticketing agent, and your tickets will be transferred to you and they will assist you to create your profile and you will get your ticket. There's a dedicated access for season ticket holders, and that's via gate C at the venue, where it will be smooth and easy for them to access. So please use your season ticket that you purchased for the season. What makes it difficult, I want to make use of the opportunity to plead to the public and the ticket holders. Make sure when you arrive at the venue that you've got, when you're close to the scanning points, remember there's 2 points, a validation point where you're going to get scanned and the turnstiles, that you've got your ticket in hand, if it's a physical ticket. If not, if it's a digital ticket, open it, that the barcode is visible, that you don't get to the turnstile and use 8 seconds of the 9 seconds to get into your, put in your passcode, get into your ticket, open it, that you be ready when you approach the turnstiles, ready for scanning of your ticket. Please also remember that it's a double scanning. So if you pass the first validation point, don't throw away your ticket or give it to somebody else that you think will gain access. You still need to get past the turnstiles. We've also, one of the lessons we've learned, we're going to have charging stations available for people whose phones run flat. So at the verification points there will be charging stations, and we've created 2 mobile hotspots at the verification points if you've got problems with accessing your platform. It's not needed if you've downloaded the ticket, but for those instances that you require, we'll create 2 free Wi-Fi hotspots. Tony, you must stop me if I go on too long, but I think it's prudent that we address some of the specifically access control measures today, and I'm going to try and keep it as brief as possible and to the point. Ladies and gentlemen, we were confronted over the last, and all of you have seen that, and all of you have reported on that at some point in time. We've been confronted with overcrowding at venues and people gaining access to the venues that's not legitimate ticket holders. The issue created with that is in a capacity then overcrowding, and the next thing is once you reach capacity, it led to legitimate ticket holders being left outside the venue. Now, we either had to work with what was currently in place and try and improve it, or we had to implement a change. Now, the major change with access control going forward, and we started about a month ago, is the activation of the turnstiles. Why is that of such an important and significant a point to raise here? A turnstile is a physical barrier that's not operated manually. It operates digitally and automatically when verifying a legitimate ticket to grant the holder of legitimate ticket access through that turnstiles. Previously, we had a double scanning system at FNB Stadium where your ticket was verified and then you scanned the outer perimeter with mobile scanning devices, and that led you directly into the venue. The turnstiles were on free flow and you had access into the venue. That led to, and I think that contributed to where we are at the moment. There's unfortunately a group of spectators and some individuals that's exploiting the system. They wait for congestion, they wait for a couple of minutes before kickoff, and they breach this outer perimeter validation point and they gain access to the venue. Again there, no matter what measures you put in place, it's impossible during peak hour when the congestion is at its highest to 100% secure this layer of security and access control. We therefore decided that as a collective in the ESSPC and in terms of Sashua, we're going to have this final layer where you need to gain access via the turnstiles. Now, if we stop people at the turnstiles from gaining access to the venue, it needs no further explanation that those that breach that outer perimeter is now on the turnstiles. And that's going to create a problem on its own. Now, for the sake of understanding the process, there's 3 layers to access control into the venue. The one is the physical ticketing platform. The next one associated with that platform is the ticket verification, the scanning devices, the connectivity, and all of that. The second major point is crowd management. Now that is channeling crowds to different turnstiles, the chutes where they scan, the security deployment. Maybe I should have opened with that. Just before we came down to sit, 31,000 tickets sold. So it's not strange for the Pirates fixtures over the last couple of months. There's not a lot sold in the days leading up, but 2 days before the event, and I think the fixtures over the weekend, people focused and concentrated on that. So we expect at least a crowd of 60,000 at least.